your food?
No, I think I'll just make.
Oh, now you're making me feel unhealthy and whatever.
We have a lot of food at home, so.
Don't you know that you're
Ugh.
toxic?
What?
All right.
And I
Did you want me to go
love
to
what you do. Don't you know that you're toxic?
Baroque music.
drunk music?
Baroque.
From the Netherlands. From the Netherlands. It's better than this other one, which sounds absolutely goofy. So.
Fries.
Alright, so does that mean we're settled?
I do believe it does.
I thought there was a fight going on.
The fight was finished.
Oh, that's disappointing.
No, that fight was definitely lagging and people were losing interest. So.
Oh,
We're actually just going to save up all of our grievances, and then on the AF4 road trip, it's all just going to burst like a dam.
Oh, hooray. See, this is why I get it out as it comes up. I don't hold on to it for 3 weeks and then explode on people.
I mean,
Zing 'em.
exploding on people is the problem, you see. It's what you're exploding on people that's the problem.
Uh-huh.
And it has to be. As long as it's white and not rage.
White rage. I like that. As long as it's white and not rage. Okay.
Exploding rage? Explosive diarrhea?
As long as it's exploding anything but white rage.
See, I was thinking like white hot anger. But okay. You know, if we have to make it about race.
White rage doesn't have a good connotation anymore. Like, not that it probably ever did.
Right, so... with that in mind...
Anyways.
Yeah. Right, so... when last we left off... the party finished... raiding a... rendering grove that was underneath the city of Del Toro. Oh shit. Coming up to the illusory form of the gentleman with thistledown hair, they had a conversation. A few spells were... well, one spell was cast and one spell was interrupted. Clutch. Yudi appeared to make a bargain with the Fae and dashed off into the portal while Themis waited for everyone else to get clear and detonated the portal himself while jumping into it and eventually making his way back to his hometown. 4 weeks will pass before we pick up again. Who wants to go first?
I can.
There we go.
Yeah.
Good heavens. Okay, you said you can. Does that mean you will?
Yes, that's what I meant.
Okay.
We're still waiting for...
And so I'm just explaining what happened over the 4 weeks, right?
Yeah, what you did, what small child you got killed this time,
Just
that kind of...
give some highlights and bullet points.
So, after everyone kind of split up, Yoram retrieved Tamar's body and wrapped it up so it would stay preserved a little bit longer, if that is at all possible. I don't know. And after he found a boat to travel to. Hold on, I have it written down. Where is it?
Mhm.
Where he's originally from. What was it called, Alex?
Storm's Hold, Storm's Watch, something like that.
Yes, that one. And that's what he did. And then when everyone gets back together, then we can go from there. All right?
We're all gonna meet in the satrapy that is
Yes.
Hanstholme. So, you spend time traveling up to Storm's Watch. What do you do anything there, or just general looking around?
Is this where we are going to? Sorry. Are we going to visit Hilmar's family during this time, or are we going to do that later?
There's nobody at your town because it got burned to the ground.
Yes.
So there's no one there. So do you do anything of note?
See, that's kind of the problem with
And
See, but then the problem was that I imagined that after it was burned to the ground, the people that were burning it to the ground to rebuild their own civilization and own kingdom would kind of do that, which is where I assumed Hjalmar was from. Sorry. Figured that could be taken in consideration too.
I don't think that would be the logical course of action after you raise a town to the ground. Just take what's yours and go back home. Right? Like, why would you raise something to the ground if you wanted to use it for infrastructure?
Because what it symbolized, and the person that destroyed it, and the story behind it that I created.
Your story. I don't really know.
all right, so you want there to be something there now.
I'm sorry. I thought that was.
I don't recall that at all. But if you want there to be something there certainly can be. There's certainly been enough time that has passed.
That's where I was imagining that the story was taking place.
Okay, but if the background story that you had for for Storm's Watch, whatever it is, Storm's Hold, why would you want to go back there and deal with that? Wouldn't they know you?
Was that not the plan from the very beginning?
No, the plan was to go to the satrapy. You returning back to your hometown was for Yulrum's choice to make. Hjalmar wanted you to go back to it and avenge people and rebuild what was lost. And that's what you told me that Yulrum was struggling with, whether to go back or not. And if you want to go back, that's totally your choice. But seeing how there's people who would know you there and probably wouldn't like you, are you sure that you want to go back? The satrapy is Hanstholme. UD's satrapy is Hanstholme. That's where the Netherlands is. It's on the northern tip of the Netherlands. That's not Storm's Watch or Storm's Hold or whatever it's called now.
Okay.
That's not your hometown.
Okay.
All right. You want us to move on and you can come up with a little something different or whatever? Do you want to think about it?
Sure.
Okay. Do I want to roll or who else is ready?
If Philly's not ready, I can go.
Do it.
So after jumping through the portal, Themis heads back to his hometown for a brief moment before finding the nearest convergence and heading back to Dalturum to, shall we say, finish what was left unfinished. He will then, once, having paid all our mercenaries, paid respects to the poor dead centaur whose name I cannot remember for the life of me.
Mixelpidalic.
Now. It's Polemark Cassander.
Ah, there we go. That's what his name was.
Mm-hmm.
Totally remember that. Polemark Cassander. Right. Pay them. Excuse myself with Mimbar. And basically say, I'm gonna go track down the lich who may or may not have stolen your safe house. Bye!
Nice.
And also let her know that if there is no guild house in Hanstholme, then I'm in a unique position to help her establish one, as it were.
Good.
Good. In any case,
Right.
I'll head back to Dalturum to finish the unfinished business that apparently nobody else wanted to. Okay. Anyway.
Well, Yolwyn went back with the Vernica. I assumed he did a little bit of that. He just forgot to say it.
Yeah.
But if you want to, I guess, pop in.
Yeah, I'll briefly drop by and finish things. Maybe it would take like a day or two. Just kind of tie up loose ends, as it were. Get paid, that stuff.
Get a raid.
Between 4 of you and Myth, it's not too much of a hassle to put Crixus in his place and settle that once and for all, at least temporarily, enough to get her into the house and flown away. Spirited away, if you will.
Spirited away. I like it.
Yes.
What was it? And then I will head back to my hometown to discuss things with my mentor and do some research, make a buttload of potions, probably. Maybe do some research into more recipes before heading towards Hanstholme, or intermittently heading into Hanstholme to see if anybody is there. Hello? Is anybody there?
Oh yes, the famous.
Hello?
Yeah, the famous Themis hello.
Hello? Yeah, I think that about covers it. Probably some stuff that I'll keep to myself. But yeah, no.
Okay.
That's it.
All right, Yudi, what are we doing?
Yeah, how much does a platinum break into for gold?
I believe it's 1,000. Yeah, it should. Yeah, it's 1,000.
Okay, I'm gonna mark off 2 platinum and 200 gold. So 2,200. I'm gonna buy 4 houses and I'm gonna rent them all out.
All right. And
yeah. So that'll be what I have done in the very sparing moments that I have to myself from outside of transcribing and learning and researching what they have me on.
it should be noted that you definitely are not allowed to leave the Rendering Grove for at least a week. With between your charm, your portents, and whatever else you manage to do, you get a few
I guess I'm just a little lucky.
escorted attempts out, and then near the end of the 4 weeks, you're allowed to go out on your own, and it's believed that you will return, and you're pretty confident they've got some sort of tab on you, anyways. It's not outside.
That's fine.
It's not outside the realm of believability, and yeah. So you get permission or an understanding of some sort to return to your satrapy. And so you'll probably be the last one arriving, as it were. So we'll circle around back to James if you're ready.
So I think that what we're gonna do
Mm-hmm.
is Yoram will spend his time, as I said before, getting Kilmar ready and getting a boat, and will return to Stormshold, where he was originally from, and return to the village destroyed and burned down as before, but kind of like more disappeared as it's been many years, and will spend some time there kind of wandering around the village and kind of bringing back the memories of the time that was spent there when he was younger, and all of the, especially the hard times that were spent in the village. And he will prepare a ceremony for Hilmar to remember him for bringing him back to the place that he never wanted to come back to. And so he'll take one of the side boats, or not the side boats, the small canoes that are in the hull of the larger ship, and arrange it simply yet intricately with the flowers that are around that area that him and his mother used to go and pick after her alcoholic years passed, and abusive years especially. And we'll send him off and then he'll stay there for quite a bit longer and just kind of contemplate on things that he'll want to do. And in the end, he decides that he just wants to stay there and rebuild it from what's left.
So it sounds like you bury him there?
Yeah.
Okay. Is this your segue to a new character?
Yeah. I'm kind of tired of you. I'm done with him.
Okay. I gave you a
You've done all.
Yeah, I'm kind of tired. I've been done for a minute, as you guys probably have been able to tell.
I mean,
he put himself
what,
in a
your
box.
second character that you, and the only one that lasted more than like 2 sessions.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I killed my first character too. Well, killed. She's off on a quest somewhere, somehow, probably becoming a heretic.
There are elements that we have to talk about if you ever want to bring her back, too. By the way.
Yeah, I don't know if I might bring her back in friend camp.
That's fine. I'm just saying for this one,
Nipsey.
there's elements that you don't know about that were affecting were affecting her that we would have to discuss. But if you just want to do like a one-off with like Rania, with what?
The eye that was growing out of her fucking forehead?
Well, I think Synod knew about that, oddly enough. I'm talking more
Crazy.
about talking more about the older fellow that gave her a ring and was very helpful.
Oh, that was he not so helpful in the end?
He was not so helpful in the end.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
He was definitely not what he seemed. So, anyways, but if you just want to do like a one-off like Rania, then that's no problem. But anyways. Okay, so I gave you a new character sheet. You can do whatever you want with it.
You at least have a backstory.
Yeah, he burned his village down.
Oh, god damn it.
Something to do with his family getting brutally murdered.
Yep.
And
Tragic
feeling
backstory
like
101.
like extremely depressed and very dramatic.
Super
Of course.
edgy. So, James, I know you've been looking for a apartment in real life. when you
Mhm.
find that and move, are you gonna
Mhm.
burn your hometown down? Or is that just
Uh,
or is that just for D&D?
Could we know the name of your hometown so that we're just like on the lookout? Just in
This
case
It pops up in the
hometown
news.
town mysteriously burns down after being raided by a group of savage beasts.
There you go.
Not sure, like,
No,
exactly who they are or where they come from, but they were there, and
it happened.
it happened.
And on that note, I'm gonna go step away for a moment to get myself a beer.
No, okay. There's just a big old question mark there, but we'll uncover it.
Oh yeah.
Are you going to be playing a magic class or a more easy to class?
I actually was really liking looking at the Eldritch Knight and trying to improve the fighter experience, because I feel like one of the main reasons why I dislike Yoram so much because he was boring. His character build was just really basic, and I attacked 3 times and might have an opportunity to do some kind of that in the end don't seem very useful because I feel like I haven't used one of them, and their interactions with like rolling is just dull, mainly because I have 3 12s, 2 15s, and an 18. But
So you're looking at what? I didn't quite catch.
the Eldritch Knight in the fighter.
Ooh.
Eldritch.
So you got bored of just swinging your sword around, so you're choosing a fighter this time, right?
So yeah. So what I was,
Eldritch Knight
what I was-
fighter, which means it's more of a spell sword type of thing,
and I was
isn't it?
also
Yeah, no, I'm
thinking,
Oh well,
I
yeah.
was also thinking about making it based around an archer, and I thought a dwarf would be interesting, and doing like a mountain dwarf. And I thought about making him an older character that, yeah, that was kind of my thought.
Okay.
And that he's been through some stuff and has like 250 years on him, and is just kind of blunt and dull. But
Well,
maybe
goal
not.
is never really something you want to have your character described as, I feel, but I appreciate what you meant.
How do you assume to know what he meant?
How?
Like, I feel like dull isn't the right word, more of like blunt and how you would expect a work hardened dwarf would be.
Do you remember the League of Legends cinematic with Leona and Ari and Darius and all that?
New Dawn?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. They said that they want for Graves. They wanted to make his attitude that he's seen it all and he's not impressed. Maybe you could do something like that rather than being dull. If he's
Yeah,
been
I feel
around
like
for
Literally me IRL.
I feel like
Yeah.
that's more of what I meant
Yeah.
then.
World weary as opposed to boring.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of guts to say that there are creatures that can kill me with a thought and magic wielders and shit, and I'm gonna pick up this piece of steel and poke people with it. So maybe he's been tossed around and kicked his ass got kicked a lot, and he's like, yeah, I've seen people do this before. This ain't nothing.
I found the word. It's jaded. You're looking for the word jaded.
Hold on, let me look it up.
Let me look it up.
Really?
He doesn't
You have to
believe
look
you.
it up.
He has to look it up. He doesn't believe
Because I
you.
don't know what it means.
It sounds. Anyways, yeah. So yeah, I do like the
song.
idea of playing against type and doing an older character. Everybody does somebody young or middle aged, but very few people do an old. I'm at the end of my life, kind of.
It's his campaign. I'm just an old man on the inside.
Bellicose. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
I wouldn't say that 23 is in the prime of his life either. He's just kind of at the beginning of it.
Right.
I don't gonna attribute an age to 23 nor a real gender. I'm just gonna keep it ambiguous and move between he and she.
That's fine.
As
Go
I
for it.
like, not as like a statement of non-binariness, but more of a like,
I
can
just
you
don't
really
give a
tell at
fuck.
this point? It's just a kid.
Right. I'm just saying that most people don't choose an old character. That's all I'm saying.
No, it's true.
I'm just an old man, Striff.
Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna go in here and kick some ass.
There's fucking kids and
The,
bullshit.
The A Nightmare Before Christmas that Critical Role did. Travis played an old character. It was fucking hilarious. So there are people who do it, but I also like the idea of a ranger who's really grizzled and hardworking, and who's like, the only reason that you people even have cities is because we rangers keep the big monsters away. And just gets this like this blue collar working pride about him. It was like that too. Anyways, so James is working on his new character. Take as much time as you need. Actually, actually, you're gonna have. No, I can't do that now. Damn it, James! You're going to drop this on me right now. All right, so never mind. I can't do that. Okay. So, Themis no longer.
At least I came up with something.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, like when you come up with something and then you message your DM and then you have it prepared so that at the start of the session we don't have to deal with this shit.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry, but speaking out loud there.
I mean, I always expected this session to be kind of like a half recap session.
Yeah, no, like we're doing beach episode 0.5.
Yeah.
Definitely a beach episode. So anyway,
I mean, we could meet at the beach on in Hanstholme.
Yeah, it's not going to be that pretty, depending on a few answers to questions I might have in a few years.
So, Themis arrives by himself to find no particular changes or people or nothing going on in the city of Hanstholme, which I will post a picture of in Discord because I know not everyone has whatever it is.
Roll 20.
Yes, yeah, that. Not everyone has Roll20. So,
Thank you.
Yeah. So you do
It's kind
notice.
of cool.
You do notice that there is when you get off of I don't know that you took a ship, but whatever. You do notice that there are banners of an Imperial Auxilia regiment that are in the town.
You're cutting out. Am I the only one that he's cutting out for? Am I?
No, he's cutting out for me too.
Okay.
Shit.
Oh, how's your day been?
Same shit, different day. You?
Yeah, pretty much. For some reason, my fucking order didn't go through.
Are you gonna cry about it?
I mean, I try sometimes. It doesn't always work.
Nah, it's a mood.
Have you booked a plane ticket for your brother yet?
No.
Nah.
Dude, I was busy with other shit today.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta buy a bunch.
All right, I'm just gonna take a minute. So, note to self: edit this part out where I lost the group, and then figure out why the hell my wireless router refuses to connect consistently or at all, especially when it matters the most. Yeah, I did not expect that. Is this in
In
fact
your ass?
any better? Well, I'm always expecting that.
Okay. Shit, he knows.
Shit, he has ears. All right. All right. So you see banners of a Trascani Empire Auxilia regiment that's in the city.
Um. Um. Uh.
Wait, fucking excuse me? What?
Wait. You kind of cut out
No, you can't
like
use
a
that.
lot.
You can't use that excuse again, everybody. Come on.
No, you cut out for a very long time there. Failure and I had like a basic like how was your day conversation like
Yeah, I
in
heard
the
that
entire
just.
time that you were now, and nothing has changed.
And then it jumped to I know that you're taking a shit, and then it jumped to Triscani Empire. Right?
Yep, yep, that sounds about right.
Holy shit. Okay, you outdid yourself a little there. Good,
Oh
sir.
yes, this is all handcrafted, artisanal stuff.
Oh,
No, I'm
you
kidding.
googled it?
By the way. So anyways,
Yes. We're your best friend.
there.
Holy, quite the city there.
Ain't it though?
My
My city. So
my
you notice an Imperial Auxilia Regiment banners that are about the city whenever you enter it, however you enter it. I do have the key as well, in case anyone wants to translate the areas. But for now,
Oh yeah.
sure. Let's see where that is. But for now, anyways, that is that. There we go. There you go. And so you come in and you see looks like it's busy enough of a port city. Not that that's hard to do or anything, but it doesn't seem like anything's particularly different about it. And there doesn't seem to be any sort of announcements or town criers talking about new management or anything of the sort.
Okay, but were the banners there last time I came in to check, like a week ago?
You, this is Hanstholme. This is not Daltorum.
No, but I had mentioned that I was dropping in occasionally to make sure that my companions hadn't arrived.
Okay. They're there from the moment.
Totally prearranged meeting point that we totally made a long time ago.
And you guys
Oh,
kind of like
Neither of us remember.
walk around a little and
right,
then
right.
see things
'Cause it-
exploding. You'll
Because
know.
it didn't. Because after UD made a deal with the Fae and leapt into the portal, you totally agreed to come back here after the fact.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Uh huh. I fully believe you. They are there from your first visit.
Okay. Um.
So it'll be well if you're gonna pop in, you're gonna spend the entire 4 weeks not seeing Yudi.
Yeah, I presumed, but I just had to come up with a, you know, something that made sense instead of, oh yeah, he'll be there in 4 weeks.
Yes, right. Because you're right. Because there's no way you're gonna know. So yeah, you pop in, keeping an eye on news and current events, and there's nothing about new ownership, nothing about satrapist, satrapy, or anything about a new satrapy owner or steward rather, or anything of the sort. For the entire 4 week period, and then uh, hold on, let me double check something with failure here real quick.
Hello, hello.
Oh hi failure. Guten Tag.
Guten Tag. I'm like rapidly switching between Discord and Roll20, expecting like a DM or something.
It'll be Discord.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Right. No taxes and all that. Okay. Okay. Yeah. You can have a sending stone for that. That's fine.
Hot. Thank you.
Yep. Okay. So the last few days, or last the end of week number 4, you pop in, see if anything's going on, and your confluence sense is a little tingly and a little fizzy, but it's like the smell of rain. You don't have a location or a bead on it, and it makes you wary. But shortly after feeling that, you smell cinnamon, and you see a familiar person.
Standing on the docks.
There you go.
How to approach this? How to approach this?
There is quite a bit going on, yeah.
How to approach this? I think we approach this by first opening Roll20 in its limited capacity on my telephone device.
Ooh, telephone device. This man is living well in the 90s.
Not even mobile device or
Handheld computer. Basically a universe in your pocket.
my
I like device.
my electronic abacus.
Yes.
Alright. I assume I recognize the man as a slightly infuriating, smiling little
Yeah.
person thing.
Just say shit. You know you wanted to say shit-eating grin.
Who smells a little bit like the fey cinnamon that he was given by the Alacritus emissary of the Autumn Courts.
Ooh.
Hmm.
You stumble upon a one-word name, but you got that entire fucking title just down pat, huh?
Everybody has different priorities in life. Those are the rules.
Yep.
I don't even remember if I gave you a proper name.
I'm gonna sneak up on him.
Ooh, okay, all right. Do it to it. You know exactly.
Alright, let me roll
Ooh.
my portal. Shit.
That's a terrible stealth roll. 'Cause I'm not feeling too good today.
He could. No, I don't. Whoops. I'm not.
Alright, let's see if I can auto-fail this.
Yes, I'm not. I'm not too confident that he's that observant.
Did it go through?
No, not for
I
me.
feel like
Okay,
Beauty
I'm
has
putting it in.
displayed the largest amount of.
Oh, there we go. An exact match.
You.
How does this work?
You feel the presence before you see him.
Okay, I'm not gonna like do anything. I'm just gonna pretend like I didn't notice.
I didn't mean to smoke bomb. It's very complicated to
How
interact
the
with this.
fuck did we just roll 3 12s in a row?
Nice. I like it. Do it again.
Oh,
Oh,
there we go. You gotta fucking ruin
I'm-
it, Sinat.
I'm very sorry. Moving around the set, the character sheet on your phone like clicks things randomly sometimes.
You know, I'm not.
Because you have to like scroll up by touching the inside of the lines between anything that would link in chat.
Oh
with your-
shit! So, like everything is just like
finger.
actively about to fucking send shit, and you're like trying to
Yep.
like go around a minefield. Like holy fuck!
Exactly. I just fucking pressed a bunch of shit. I bet.
I'm not opposed to helping you, but anyways,
Oh,
Yeah, other than like you threw 2 projectiles at me.
yes. Apparently, he smoke bombed you. Now, so
I
you.
could just overwhelm your portent with just throwing shit
So
all at once.
you
I
feel
just realized that.
you feel the Themis's presence before you see him, and you don't even really particularly see him because you choose to ignore him. So, Themis,
Gazing out into the sea.
there you go. So Themis, you sneak up flawlessly upon Yudi, as far as you know.
And he knows I'm there. And he hasn't reacted. Interesting.
You don't know that. You don't know that he knows you're there.
Okay. I'll just, Sorry, trying to move things.
Uh-huh.
I will discreetly...
Mhm.
Is that another 12? Oh, 15. That's better. Pull out a dagger and place it at
You
its
roll a 3.
You roll a 3. Alright. Well, it's not as discreet, but there's still a dagger in your throat.
Okay. Yudi, you are choosing to stare out there, despite feeling the familiar presence of Themis. You sense that he's getting closer and closer. You're not really sure what to expect, but you're just letting it happen. And then there's steel against your neck.
Not very discreetly at all.
No, not discreetly
Actually,
at all.
while you're like shuffling around trying to get the dagger out, I'm gonna be like, any word from Yolrin?
I'm not gonna answer and continue in putting my dagger against your throat
Huh.
after you're talking.
Interesting. Perhaps you aren't who I thought you were then. Well, it's fine. As resourceful as I am, I'm sure I could spare something for you. And I am going to cast this. So, Themis. One, I'm gonna need a wisdom saving throw from you.
Jeez.
Two, you're going to start seeing the man with thistledown hair appear.
Alright, looks like we're gonna be rolling some new characters tonight, not just Jonathan.
Yep.
Jeez.
What did you cast? Sorry, I can't see that.
Yeah, I know you
Yeah,
can.
yeah,
Roll
he
a
whispered
wisdom
it to
throw.
me.
Oh, he whispered it. Okay.
Yeah, so just make a wisdom
with-
save.
I'll just choose to succeed by expending 4 charges
Okay.
of my armor.
Neat.
No, you're not the only one with cheat abilities, my friend.
Okay, in that case, make me. Actually, are you gonna take a turn?
This is gonna.
I mean, if we're rolling, whatchamacallit? Initiative, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, let's roll into initiative.
We're having
Okay, it'll be fun. A neat little like showdown as friends meet up
Are
again.
you people freaking kidding me?
See how they've grown. You know,
See how they've. Yeah, okay.
we're still the same level as we were.
Yeah, we haven't been able to increase our levels. Hey, Linnea, can I borrow your computer?
What?
Just to do
Yeah.
some stuff real.
Speaking of which, I need to. I meant.
Oh.
I will fix that. You will all have a level.
Plug it in as well because it's almost dead.
Wait.
This will make things simpler.
Hey.
Let me just get on roll 20.
Yeah,
Real.
that'll definitely make things simpler.
Yeah.
For this beautiful, tearful reunion between friend and friend.
Remains to be seen.
This actually was kind of the idea that I had for Yulram when he came into the city, but
Crazy, huh?
I guess you two are doing it now. I had a Braum-esque voice picked out and everything, and then
Oh well, now we've got it here. I'm gonna find this guy.
oh, you've heard me do Braum's voice. It's just
A little bit, yeah.
It's just I just added in a little bit of Sean Connery. It's nothing to
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery. Oh shit! What was that movie that he was in that was so god awful embarrassing? I gotta think about that. They cast him as Irish or something. I don't remember. They just didn't change his accent. It was so awful. All right. Anyways, you are on the map, and you are where you are.
Alright, so are we actually rolling initiative, or are you...
Yeah.
It's a good little bit of banter, isn't it?
If you're gonna
I'm
fight each other, you gotta roll initiative.
At your throat at the moment.
Yeah, do it. Throw up the tracker.
Whoops.
I'll
Let's
just
go.
kind of a little harder. And just say, until you can prove yourself, I don't think we have much to say.
Not much to say, indeed. Roll initiative. Roll initiative. Roll initiative.
I'll do
Fine.
it. He's giving you nothing to work with. I'm just...
I mean, he did walk into a portal with my worst enemy.
I understand. Yeah, I understand that. I'm not.
Well, I roll a nat one and I
That one's
go
still
to
higher.
Oh, how embarrassing for you.
That's funny.
Alright, ball's in your court. What are you doing?
Da, 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 da. Damn, if I'd known I was actually gonna fight, I probably would have actually
What do you mean
added...
if you had known you were actually gonna fight? You fucking snuck up on me and tried to put a fucking knife to my throat.
I wasn't putting it through your throat, I put it at your throat, which would,
That's
stop
what I
most
said,
people.
yeah.
Yeah, because that indicates much less tension and
Sure. Tension, veiled threat. suspicion, but
Wow.
like, if you have a knife at your throat, you don't like turn around to start fighting. You try to avoid getting your throat slashed.
I don't think Yudi's overly attached to living.
I don't think Yudi
Yeah.
really has
So what?
I don't think Yudi really has a throat. So okay. Continue.
Oh no, you put a blade through my neck. Oh no, how am I gonna breathe? Oh no, I don't breathe!
That sounds like there are a lot of advantages there that seem a little bit overpowered. But moving on.
Which is exactly why we don't bring it up in fucking conversation, because I actually suffer the penalties like I was a regular fucking normal person. Because I don't want to be just overpowered.
Meaning a blade at your throat is about the same amount of threat as any other sentient being.
It's gonna do. It's gonna do damage.
Mechanically, I don't want to be overpowered.
Okay.
You gotta
In
try
any
and hit him
case-
for. There's a lot of factors. Anyways.
Da-da-da. Did you plan on explaining what you were doing with the gentleman over yonder, or have you truly, shall we say, gone over to his side?
Is that your turn?
And I will draw my other blade in my offhand, because you didn't seem very inclined on talking, considering you cast a spell immediately.
Yeah, it's crazy how a wizard will cast a spell immediately when someone has a knife to their throat. So that's your turn then, yeah?
Indeed.
Roll me another wisdom saving throw.
Sure.
Striffy?
Yeah, alright, so that's a fail. And you are now suffering from Tasha's hideous laughter. Or whatever. Wu Zhetan's hideous laughter, whatever you want to do.
I don't have a
What is it?
description for
I know. You're incapacitated and unable to stand up, so you're incapacitated and prone.
Okay.
Oh, Themis! You should have told me it was you. We could have talked! And I'm gonna kick the weapons off the pier.
Okay. Alright, you'll get another chance to save then.
That's a 1.
That's
Yikes.
Really? I really expected more of you. I'm gonna reach in because I know you have more weapons. I'm gonna throw those off the pier too.
It's another save attempt. Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna take your bag from you. I'm gonna lean down and I'm gonna smack you hard enough to knock you out of it.
Alright. I'll...
Well,
Perhaps a little bit more friendly next time, yes? And I'll drop the bag in front of you.
I'll grab the bag and dive off into the water.
Alright. In the interest of time, I'll say that you managed to find your shit after a few minutes of moving about. It's not like they're taking in big ships here, so the harbor's not that deep, and I think they glow, right? So it's not too hard to find. But anyway, yes. So you get your swords back. You come back up soaking wet. There are a couple people who are paying attention to you now. There's a small gathering. You don't see anybody. You don't see anybody in uniforms, but
As you come up, I'm gonna start prestidigitating to like clear you of the fucking mess. Say, you must be more careful. You are now allied to a steward of a satrapy.
So you own the place then? Are you allied with the Empire as well as that murdering savage?
Oh, the murdering savage? No, of course. It's more just a means to an end for me. And of course, I'm sure you will find use of having a man on the inside.
So you're going back on your... I presume you've made a deal with him?
Yes, I have. Nothing about allegiances or loyalty.
Really?
Just
Well,
mutually
I
beneficial
suspect
interests.
that he will not see it that way, but your own folly is your own business, I guess.
I'm gonna
So,
rub that ring on my hand and say, yes, my own follies are quite my business, but I'm sure he will see it that way.
Demis will just give you a little bit of a calculating glance and shrug his shoulders. Well, lead on to your quarters then, satrap.
Oh, but
To me, you
are we not
may
waiting
have...
for Yolden?
Can't say that I've heard from the man in the past few days of visiting this place, but I'm not sure if he'll appear at all. I do know that he got free, however, of the sewers.
Well, that's good news indeed, and of course, more good news knowing I have such a reliable man that came ahead of me. Tell me, this township, almost city, if you will. First thoughts, first impressions.
I am not at all sure, actually.
As you're taking in a measure of this, you see a rather, I'm just gonna say it, fat dwarf.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Not in my satrapy. We don't say that.
whoa. No, not in my satrapy. We don't have those. No,
Yeah,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
there you go. Yeah.
I'm gonna
Those
be a
are-
tyrant.
Those are Untermensch. We don't associate with them. Das ist nicht gut. Anyways, you see an overweight dwarf with lots of keys and straps, like for backpacks and bandoliers, sort of straps. Moving as fast as he can, which is not a pretty sight, but he's headed towards you. What's going on here? Stop! This is my dock. You're not having a fight on here.
Your dock, is it?
Yes, I am Dockmaster Thorbeer.
Ah. Well then, I'm gonna extend my hand to him. I feel like we'll be getting to know each other quite well in the coming days. I am UD High, and I've come to take what's mine.
Well, that's all well and good. Just don't make any trouble.
Tell me, Dockmaster, good sir,
What?
I'm sorry, I missed your name the first time around. Could I get that again?
Torbeer.
Thorbeer. A strong name. Yes, you men of the North quite enjoy that name Thor, huh?
I'm from the south, but
Ah,
sure.
close enough, close enough.
So,
Could you be so kind as to point me to... Oh, I'm sorry, would you need to catch your breath again?
you keep going.
If you would be so kind, we will be out of your hair in a jiffy. Could you point me to whatever you would say would be the ruling power here?
The government's buildings are near the center of the city.
Would that be in the... Stadhuisen?
Yes, it would, actually.
Wonderful. Well then, we will be out of your hair immediately. I will be dropping back by. You may want to alert some... I don't know, do you have, like, fishing guilds or something?
There's a guild that is in charge of seafaring.
Maritime activity, then,
Yeah,
yes?
like not like agriculture, maritime agriculture. There you go. That's what I wanted to say.
Beautiful.
Maritime agriculture.
Do you know where in this city they hold big parties? Say when nobility comes to visit or something.
That's entirely up to the purview of the merchants and nobles with money. It's rather scattered all over. It's not quite stuck in one spot.
But there's no like big venue that you would say would be the most eye-catching.
There are theaters and we have a small stadium. One of those
Perhaps
two
more
are
something for like a banquet.
good. There are whatever the Flemish equivalent of a longhouse would be. I feel like what? It's like beer house, ale house, something like that. Like it's just like a barn. I don't know the proper name for it. Oh, let me look it up. Yeah, whatever. Longhouse for right now is the placeholder.
Well then, the grandest longhouse. Where would I find that?
That'll be on the west side. Are you all right, sir?
White. All right. Yes. Thank you.
And the man that dove into the water.
Oh, he dropped something.
Fine in an instant or two. He does this every once in a while.
All right. Yeah, so it'll be on the west side, near the central area, just north of the Handelar area.
Do you have a name for this place?
The nicest one would be the Gilded Net.
Oh, but I'm not looking for niceties. I'm looking for a place of brotherhood and camaraderie.
And you didn't you just said you wanted the biggest and most notable and best. Well, the camaraderie one would be on the northeast then, if you're
Oh, okay. Let's go with that one. What's that one called?
around by where the docks are. Yeah, that'll be the Brassy Sturgeon.
The Brassy Sturgeon. Beautiful. Thank you. We'll be on our way then. If you could notify these maritime agriculture people to come by the Brassy Sturgeon tonight, I feel like we'll have much to discuss.
I'll certainly ask them. Is this a trading deal, or are you just celebrating your arrival? Or why should they?
Oh, everyone should celebrate my arrival. And I feel like they who will gain a little bit of monetary interest from my arrival would be very, very well suited to come shake hands with me.
I'll be happy to let them know that you're going to be there tonight. Sure. Yes.
Thank you, Thorbeer.
Of course. And sort of scratches his head at the bizarreness of this entire situation, and everything's been jumping around, and he'll start waddling back to his little shack, cabin, whatever you want to call it, office, I guess.
Hawkmaster's hut.
And and he'll still just start waving away the guards as they're approaching. Oh, it's nothing. They dropped some things, and it was just a disagreement on a bet. That's all. Nothing serious. Nothing.
I'm gonna approach the guards.
Okay, sure. The guards turn to leave, but seeing you walking by, or walking up to them rather, they stop and both give you an inquisitive, quizzical look.
Hello. I know you two are on duty, but perhaps you could spare a man. You see, my companion and I, I'm gonna point directly at Themis's weird hair. We were looking for a place of politics, your general governing body. Could one of you escort us?
Uh, well, you don't really need an escort. It's just down the road a bit. It's the most officious looking building, and it says the town is City Hall on it. So,
Oh, but you see, I'm not that good with direction. I get a little lost, and I'm gonna palm one of them 5 gold.
okay. He looks at it and looks at his friend and slips it underneath of a crease in his armor. Or I could just go on break now and take him down, and you can finish the patrol. I'll meet you back at the at the at one of the outposts. Maybe on Fishmonger and Beautiful Art Street. And with that, they meet up at a point to meet later, and you now have a guard who's going to walk with you to the city center and the city hall.
As we start walking, I'm going to push Themis forward a little bit and say, "See, this man right here, he is my advisor of all things military matters, and I thought it would be fitting for him to speak with essentially a foot soldier on matters of your abodes, your wages, our defenses, stuff like that." Themis, if you may.
I'll just look at Yudi and say, what would I know of running armies and militias and whatnot?
Well, so far, not much, but I need someone reliable.
Fought in Nyon 200 years ago. And I was a foot soldier.
You understand where these men come from.
And yet I know nothing of leading or organizing them.
You see, that's the thing, Themis. Great leaders, they never want to lead.
Right. Great leaders also often end up assassinated in their beds.
Well then, perhaps you, with your specific skill set, could avoid that befalling either of us.
Perhaps. And I'll just make some light conversation about how the guard is run in the city and who's in charge. See if I can glean any information that may be of use to me in my efforts to build a guild hall here, if there isn't already one. I don't know how you wanted to plan that.
Build a guild hall. Sure.
You could put it in the fucking barracks if you wanted to. That's what I'm on you.
Yeah.
He talks about little bits of crime. There's nothing too major that he knows of in this city. Doesn't
No organized gangs or anything.
Not substantial. There are organized groups of people. Oh, come on, James. Really? You don't know what a placeholder is?
In this context, I guess not.
Do you want a placeholder character to give you something to do this session? Otherwise, I don't know if you even need to be here. Like,
Well, I would like to keep up with what's going on more than
okay,
anything.
all right.
And I figured that we'd play a game afterwards, and I don't have anything else to do, so I'm just sitting here listening and working on a character.
All right, so you do not want a placeholder character.
No, I do not. I would like to put effort into this character instead.
Okay. Goose fraba. Goose fraba. Goose fraba.
Is that your mantra?
Okay, I don't. It's fine. I don't have any control over what James does. I only have control over what I do. It's fine.
Surrender the outcome.
It's not.
Sounds
It
like
is-
somebody's going to therapy.
It is considered graceful in some cultures to bow before the inevitable, and this was inevitable. There's no reason for me to get angry. There is no need or reason or benefit to me getting angry at this situation.
That's true.
Okay. All right. So, moving forward, Vulvots. Oh my god, I'm gonna have an aneurysm. Okay, so moving forward, there are groups around here. It's more like Oliver Twist and Fagin than actual proper organized Al Capone gangsters coming in here, taking a cut, and making you sell them things that cost. All that. It's
Okay.
it's not. There are.
I'm gonna
Mhm.
I'm gonna lean away and send a quick message to Themis and say, "Yeah, I might need you to take care of setting up organized crime as well."
I'll just raise an eyebrow, and that just kind of sardonically, like, I'm sorry, and then turn back to the conversation that I was having pleasantly enough, and
Nice.
try to get more about guard rotations, organized crime, that section of
Hmm.
city life.
You want to know about
After
guard
this,
rotations? Okay, sure.
well, no,
Uh,
not that's not what I meant. Like, you know, the
he's
way
a
the guard's set up, how many of them there are, how corrupt they are, that kind of shit.
Oh, right. The normal conversation. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a little closed with you about that, but there
Crazy how that
they
works.
yeah, he's there are they do have a small somewhere between a coast guard and a navy because between the Vikings that come down around this time of year to get supplies for the winter and the small amount of piracy that does in fact go on in this area, mostly from Britannia, Hyperborea. They do maintain a small. In fact, the whole northeastern side of the docks is all for their coast guard.
Military vessels. Yeah.
Yes, that's pretty much one of their biggest expenditures. And of course they do things that the Coast Guard does as well, like buoys and helping ships in distress and all that sort of stuff. Um, the tides, all that. So they keep very busy between pirates and maintenance of what's been established. They have a lot to do. He tells you that there are the guards are a little bit short staffed right now. They usually not conscript, but maybe levy, strongly impress people to get involved with the guard in some form around this time of year, because for when the Vikings drop down or the Britannians come over. But at the moment they are not where they should be, and then they get guys taken from them to go help the Coast Guard as well. So they're like a middleman ish, as it were. So they're not. He complains a little bit about extra shifts and all that sort of stuff. But for the most part, people are quite not insular, but communal, I suppose. And everybody knows everybody else. It's not the easiest thing in the world to slip under their notice. So
In my laptop.
No, you can have it back. Thank you. Sorry about that, guys.
he tells you about a few of the people that he knows of, like the chief and all that sorts of stuff.
Ooh, who's this chief?
The guard captain, as it were.
Is it trying?
Let me. I have a bunch of names here. Let me get them. Of course, of course, of course, of course, of course. Horse is a horse, of course, of course, and no one can talk to a horse, of course. Scheiße. Where are the frickin' names? Oh, there we go. Alright, Lauritz Timmerman.
Lauritz
L-
Timmerman.
Lauritz. Lauritz. He is a
Wonderful.
he is a human male. who is the guard captain. He's a pretty standard stoic Dutch fellow that is a little bit Machiavellian, a little bit ends justify the means type of
I'm gonna
fellow.
get along with him just fine.
But being born and raised in the city and all that, he has a very strong local, shall we say, social conscience about him. So it feels like he's kind of flipping and flopping one to the other. Coming up on the city. Actually, I have more pictures. Shh. Coming up on the city. Please work with me on this, or not. It's fine too. Coming up on the city hall. he points to you in a grand gesture like he's a tour guide for saying so this is City Hall. It's been here as long as I can remember. This is where like the city councilmen and taxes are collected. A little bit of the agricultural stuff for the farms that are south of here, and logging, all that sort of stuff. It's all done here, or like at least the main people work here. There's a couple of annexes and stuff that are around, just for like space issues, I guess.
Well then, thank you so much for your time. You have been an insurmountable help to our trip here.
Insurmountable. Huh? All right, sure. Thanks. Sure. If you need me, I'll be around. Like I patrol the city all day.
I'm sure we'll see more of each other then.
Yeah, sure. Sounds good, man.
And I will extend my hand to him for a shake and say, well then, to a long and prosperous relationship.
Yeah. And he'll shake your hand. Clearly has no idea who you are.
Yup.
So
That's about to change.
I want to see Yudi with a bunch of business cards.
True.
Hello, I'm the steward. Hello, my name is Yudi. I'm the steward. Hello. Yes, take a card. My office is open. My door's open anytime.
As we walk up to the main doors of this building, I'm gonna lean over to Themis and say, "All right, so you're gonna push that door open, make a big show of it. I'm gonna make it loud."
Oh shit! Are you gonna get the disco sticks out?
Oh, I don't have the. God damn it! You already took the disco stick.
Oh man, fucking Yolram. You know, for the record, I'd like to say that Yolram also screwed me out of doing anything with Tululai, which I wanted to do, but that's that's a side issue. Fucking James. So.
Yes.
Yeah, you're a dirty fucker.
Thank you. I try.
Yeah, you succeed.
No problem. Just let me know next time you'd like to be fucked over.
Literally every day.
Well, failure might want it every day. I do not.
I've still got stamina. I'm good.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll think of a new way to piss you off tomorrow. I'll just text you.
Oh boy. Oh boy. All right. So I'll just go with it, I guess. Themis will comply, as he was recently slightly humbled.
Yeah. So as Themis walks up to the door, unbeknownst to him, on the other side, a shower of sparks is gonna come through the seams, pouring outwards. So it looks like there's something behind this fucking door and trying to pull attention, you know?
Uh-huh. That's exactly right. Okay, it begins sparking. Everyone looks over, and Themis pushes open the door. Oh, you know what? He's gonna. Well, whatever. Whether they're wooden doors or stone, it doesn't really matter. But he's gonna push them open with his blades, and just
Being a badass for
and
me.
just thrust both of them out and bring the door open. And you watch as all these people in black and with the white lace, like in the clip I showed you from Benjamin
Yeah.
Franklin meeting them, like that. A bunch of people that look like that. Stop and look at what's going on and what you're doing. You have the attention of the entire room.
I'm gonna make my way past Themis and say, "Hello, I am UD High. I'm sure over the next coming years, many of you will come to know me very well, and I hope to be able to come to know you very well. Now, bring me to your leader."
There's there's universal hesitation. And then
What? My shit-eating grin isn't
Wow.
charming enough for them?
what a halfling with a terrible bowl haircut just scurries over to you. Mr. Yudi, you're late.
I'm late. My apologies
We
then.
expected you like I think it was 4 weeks ago. We got the parchment from Lady. Oh shit, Dwamira.
You want me to look it up?
No.
Okay. Yes. Well, had to tie up a few loose ends. You know, finish what I started.
Yeah. Yes, of course you did. Just a little bit of advance notice would have been appreciated, consideration. But I believe that the council is having a meeting now. I'll be happy to introduce you. Bring you in. Let them know that you've finally arrived.
Perfect. I'd love to meet them.
Right. Yes. Okay. Do you need anything? Can I get you anything at all? Do you want like a writing desk with maybe some pen and paper, or like
Yes.
some of the recent
Perhaps if
stuff
you
there?
could, and then I'm going to continue in halfling. I need the brassy sturgeon for tonight. Small meeting amongst friends, but something that I would not like prying ears to fall upon.
Right. Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. I believe
Would that
they
be
have.
a trouble?
No, it would not. I'm sure that they have large group gathering rooms that they can do. I think that closing down the whole place would be a little bit ridiculous and might
Oh,
make
how much
you
do they make in a night?
really unpopular. Well, it's just I'm just kind of a page. I don't really know. I'm sure it's a lot. It's they got a really good spot, and they're always on time with their rent, and it's got to be hundreds, if not like maybe 1,000 gold pieces there. So I'm sure that it doesn't matter. We won't have to close it down. They have large group gathering rooms. I'm sure we can figure something out. I will let the people.
Okay, then we don't have to close it down.
No,
We'll
no.
just need the biggest group.
Right. Yes. That is that. Yes. Yes. That can be done. I will find somebody to do that. Yes. I will
Tell them
find
to
somebody
come
to
to
do
my
that.
office.
Yes, your office. Yes, that. You know what? I'm feeling a little bit out of my depth here, so I'm gonna get you to the council, and then I'm gonna spread your orders around to the right people, and we will get you settled. Absolutely.
You've been such a tremendous help so far. Thank you.
Yep. Absolutely. Sure. Whew. Okay. Sure. Yeah. I will. Well, we can probably go in. Just just give me a second to make introductions. It'll be fine. And with that, he'll just spin 270 degrees, but then he'll correct himself and head right to a very large pair of doors.
I'm gonna mouth to Themis, "This is going to be so fun."
Themis arches his patented eyebrow and seems
Was he
to...
like not in the call? Oh, he's muted.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't even know what he's bickering with his wife. I don't care.
Yeah.
So, he seems more
I've
interested...
been muted this whole time.
Oh, nice.
No.
Good job, James.
God
Don't blame me for that.
damn it.
No, I'm not blaming... No, I'm saying he's acting like you. I'm not blaming you for that. There's
Yeah,
plenty of
my
other...
curse has been transferred.
That's
Well,
nice.
Well, you say transfer, I say it's replicated.
Yeah, I say it's infected someone else, is what I might say.
Or see, I mean, what I'm hoping is that it has just been, it has been replaced from me to Synod, and so I will no longer have that issue. Thanks, man. Just keep it up. Continue making that mistake, and I'll just hopefully remember not to do that.
I mean, once I have my computer, it'll be less of an issue.
Yeah, that'll be nice too. Is there anything
Oh, yeah.
that you wanted to say that you
I'm-
didn't?
You kind of basically said what I was going to say. I'm glad
The
that
DM
you
knows his players.
them so well at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll just kind of not whisper, but say in a low voice that maybe afterwards we could have a chat before your little meeting.
Well,
Ah,
now
that can be
would
arranged.
now would be the time, unless you're talking about the sturgeon.
Before the little meeting with the sturgeon, yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, the halfling leads you to... Go ahead.
I will kind of take up a position behind him, pull up my cloak, flare it out a bit so that the hilts to my weapons are showing, and act like the bodyguard of sorts, and just kind of stay on his like steps behind him to the left.
It's good to know that such a powerful man is watching my behind.
I do make it a point to watch behinds.
Oh, Themis has gotten into a considerably better mood apparently after the dock situation. Holy shit.
Nah, it's infectious.
Well, as of
there's a lot of
once said,
infection going on.
in some cultures, it's considered a sign of grace to bow to inevitability.
And there is no inevitability such as fate. Huh?
There's great wisdom indeed.
And that is it.
Right.
From me.
Okay. I'm looking up a picture real quick.
Dope.
Oh, this is a beautiful, beautiful building. What the fuck? I'm just looking at the Roll20 chat now.
Yeah,
Holy
that's the Amsterdam City Hall. It's not the Hanstholme, but it is beautiful. No one's gonna argue that. Okay, there, got it. Not quite yet. Anyways, that's the. It's a little bit wider. This one is, but that's where you enter through the doors. That's what you see. I do like the atlas on the top middle there.
So do I.
That's nice. Anyways, so you watch as the gnome goes to a large pair of doors that actually have a small halfling-sized cut in them, and he opens the small halfling-sized doors, and just sort of and gives you a glance back and just gives you the one moment sign, and turns back and closes the door behind him. You can hear a little bit of what he's saying. He's not being particularly loud, since it is a government meeting, but he tells them that you're here and all that good stuff.
I'm gonna lean over to Themis while this is happening and say, just a precaution, perhaps something a little showy. I'm gonna touch him on the shoulder, and you're gonna turn invisible.
Alright.
Alright, so then... you hear a gasp or two from behind you, but no one in the room knows anything, so... He continues speaking while you do that, and there's some creaking and bustling about, and he comes back out looking a little bit flustered, since just a page telling people what's what, but well, they're certainly very interested to see you, Mr. High. So I'm going to go take care of your office and Sturgeon. And did you need the paperwork, or paper and pen, or a drink, or anything else while I'm here?
No, that can come later.
Uh,
Sturgeon comes first. Yes, that's the priority.
I will work on that first then. Absolutely, yes. You can of course go in. If, at your leisure. They are definitely uh, uh, please.
Excited to see me.
Yes, they would very much like to talk to you.
Wonderful. I'm gonna step up to the door, wait a few seconds,
Yeah.
give it like a good 15.
Yeah, he watches. He just scurries as fast as his little feet can move.
I'm gonna give a slight chuckle to that,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna push open the doors and step through.
Okay. This is it's only part of what you see, because I can't get the whole thing. But if you just imagine this but longer and a little bit circular, there are quite a few. There's a mix: gnomes, humans, halflings, elves, all that.
I've seen this before.
Dwarves. Yes. It's such a great scene, man. I love it so much. They're all very stoic, all very flat, very non-emotive. And you see one person who looks like he's the chairman, who is in the center on a slightly raised seat, who I have the name of. Okay, yes, got it. Mr. U.D. Hay, my name is Dirk Van Dellen. I am the councilman of Hanstholme. We were expecting you.
And what?
Dirk Van Dellen.
Dirk Van Dellen.
Dirck Van Dellen.
Yes, because Van Dellen seems so easy to. Yeah, that's fine.
It's just van, like a school van, and then
True.
Delen.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I wait until you see the next name.
No, fuck me, really?
Yeah, I don't even know how to say it, so I'm just gonna guess. But anyways, it doesn't matter, because this is all for me. I'm entertaining myself here more than you guys.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, ebb and flow. Bow before the inevitable failure. So
The inevitable will bow before me.
ooh. We were expecting you about 4 weeks ago. It is nice of you to deign to grace the satrapy with your presence, belated as it is.
Yes, well, of course I had other stuff to take care of. I would have been here on much shorter. Well, I would have been here a lot faster if everything had gone my way, but unfortunately, luck did not smile on me in the past 4 weeks. So, our first time meeting.
This is. Yes, I am Dirk. This is the Minister of Coin, the Councilman of Coin, rather, Devisser Dickman.
I'm gonna
Oh,
coin the what?
yeah, see. This is Dickman.
Yeah, no, but like the
I
entire
wrote it.
thing
I
again.
wrote it down. I wrote it down.
Okay, thank you.
It's in the cult. That is that is an elf, very stoic looking, with short brown hair. Uh, Here we have the.
Oh, what race is the councilman?
He is That's an elf.
Dirk Van Dellum though.
He's human. He's human.
Human. Thank you.
The Coast Guard and Hansen van der Hoek.
You're going to give me these, right?
I'm putting them in the chat.
Thank you. Vanderhart.
Oh, I'd love to watch you.
Give him a fucking second
I
failure.
I'd love to
Come
watch him.
on.
I'd love to watch him squirm over this, but it would take too long. So
Thank you.
I'll figure this out. I'll make him squirm later. And the this was not the suppose maybe you would call it a mayor, the one who oversees the city and its outlying lands in particular, be Martin Weiss.
Yes, yeah, I would never have guessed that spelling of Martin.
Yeah,
What race?
that's a halfling.
Halfling.
They are all men, by the way.
Yeah,
Males, I should say.
we'll fix that eventually.
Good luck.
Well, once we get education up and running.
And he goes through a few other. Loritz Timmerman, which I will put that in there. Hold on. The human male guard captain.
Ah, yes, I remember this one.
Is there.
I'm gonna give him specifically a nice little wave and a smile.
He gives you a half nod. And there are other lesser functionaries in there as well. There are plenty of pages and scribes and people who are in charge of specific areas. I don't want to say council again. Sort of like miniature mayors, or like maybe like HOA people who are in charge of specific districts that are in the city. That I can get into if the need arises, but it's kind of a whirlwind of names. Those are the major players.
I'm gonna like cover my mouth real quick and almost like I'm rubbing at my chin, thinking. I'm gonna under my breath say, "Get behind them."
To Themis? To
Been
Themis?
walking around the room, kind of just taking a glance at each of them. Are there any guards in the room?
No.
I mean, there's the guard captain.
No, yeah, there's the guard captain. There's basically what would be like a Swiss guard.
So ceremonial more.
Yeah, more ceremonial looking. They don't.
I'll take care of the crowd.
They're more ostentatious than practical, as far as outfits go. But like the Swiss guard, they might have some talents or something. Who knows? They'll give you a paper cut. Anyways, they're by the doors. They're not standing behind the councilman. So
they're just making my life so much easier, aren't they? Unprepared in the art of war.
Oh, yes. This fishing port village. So you're gonna walk behind them then?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. So you walk.
I'm invisible.
That's right. You are. So they don't even see it. Never mind. Okay. Well, give me a stealth check. Let's see how quiet you are.
I don't have the computer anymore. Do you mind clicking stealth so I don't click a bazillion?
I will click stealth for you.
Thanks, Dad.
Themis Malorian. Let's see. Stizelf. Oh, you got a +8. You'd probably be fine. Yeah, it's a 10. Yeah, you seem.
At advantage for stealth or for invis? Question mark.
We're not dealing with vision, though. We're dealing with sound.
Ah, shit. Okay.
Maybe if he wasn't soaking wet.
I thought I
I'm kidding. Yeah,
prestidigitated that.
yeah, yeah. You did. You did.
It's
It's
that.
fine. It's fine. No, his bag of holding is full of water, so it's
Ah,
just
shit. I
sloshing
jumped
around.
up to
Can you imagine? That's actually not a bad thing to do at all. That could break one. I should think about that. Just put a bag. If you just put a bag of holding underwater, it's not like sealed. It's not waterproof. You could just fill and then explode. That's something to think about. Anyways, so you feel like you did a good. You don't see people occasionally glance in your direction, but they don't stare. Doesn't seem like you're noticed. You get behind them. They're still facing Yudi. There's paperwork. You see some tables and writing desks, quills, all that sorts of stuff. Lots of.
Nobody's giving someone else a little hand under the table.
No, actually, oddly, no handies. There is a page that's under the table that's clearly given an enthusiastic blow. No, I'm kidding.
that.
I
love to see this being the town I run.
I shit you not. In York, Pennsylvania, a judge got busted for having hookers giving him blowjobs while he was on the bar.
That's kind of yikes.
No way.
I will find the article right now, Synod. I swear to the gods, I will do it.
That's fucking awesome.
It's so gross.
If only politics was always this
He got
interesting.
he got so fucking fired.
How old was this judge?
I don't know, old enough to be a judge.
So like 60.
Sure.
Have I cut out?
Nope.
I believe I
Heard all
have.
of that.
I have cut
did you
out.
not hear us? Oh, that's a shame.
And thou can.
Synod, hello?
Hello?
Hello? Are you here? Hello?
You guys cut out.
Synod?
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 Y'all are assholes.
Oh.
Well, all
I
right. So
didn't hear what you said. You cut out.
this isn't exactly what I was talking about, but it's still a damn good story about how he about how this guy went over to some woman's house while her boyfriend was in jail and molested her.
What?
That's kind of yikes.
That's just yikes, man.
It wasn't the
You avoided prison.
Not at all the same as getting blowjobs under the table while on
no
the bar.
no well it's not who I thought it was. Clearly, it's somebody else. Was I don't know, man. Whatever.
Anyway, as long as there's nothing.
No, there's
I
nothing.
imagine it too formidable. If I needed to, cut a swath of through them, then it wouldn't. Yeah, maybe they have some hidden means.
Okay,
Maybe
so
what the level
all right,
sorcerer just in.
right. So you assume that Themis did what you said he did.
Okay, so I'm gonna drop my hand from my face and I'm gonna say, so, the Grand Duchess of Rakasa Vandre
Yeah, that one.
Titersturm Firebeard
Tighter
has sent me here to set Titersturm Firebeard has sent me here to set affairs in order. On the first front, our defenses must be assured in case of rise from the Empire. On the second, I am looking to reshape the city a little bit. Of course, you will keep your ways. I would not dare to touch the culture here, as I have seen it in my very brief so far encounters, to be quite the rich and developed culture. I would not dream to touch such a thing. How I don't feel so comfortable meeting all of such an official context first, perhaps. Down by the Brassy Sturgeon later tonight. After dinner time, you could all drop by. We could shake hands, get to know each other.
They side eye each other a little bit. Um, we're quite. What you wanted to meet all of them? Is that what you said in the brassy sturgeon? Okay. We are quite
Busy?
glad of you to offer us this. But perhaps we
Of
should
course,
make
all on
sure
my
that
time.
but of course, it, perhaps we should ensure that you are caught up on our goings on before we start celebrating.
Indeed.
Did he cut out again?
Of course, I don't
I didn't
assume
hear him cut out.
I
Thank you.
don't assume that you all will be the one catching me up. Perhaps a note, a page, what you call them, could catch me up.
Yes, a page would most certainly be able to catch you up, but we're in the middle of planning for the eventual raids by the Vikings and the Britannians.
Ah, well, on my walk over here with a patrolling guard that had the kindness in him to show me here, I've heard many good things about Chief Loritz Timmerman.
Mm.
I leave it in his very capable hands. Is the page prepared to catch me up?
Is the page there to catch you up? Is that what you said?
Page prepared. Yeah, like do they have someone in mind? Do they have someone I could take?
All right. Yes, of course. There's a Gustnar Halverson that we can easily assign to you and get you updated.
Gusnar Allen. Wonderful. And where can I meet this Gusnar?
He. There's two S's in Halverson, by the way.
God fucking damn it! Of course there is.
I can make it three failure.
There are already three. It's just if you include the one in Gusnar.
He already works here. He's was attached to your office to begin with, but your absence gave him very little to do. So having him do his job quickly is entirely appropriate.
Ah, well, it's good to hear that he had a bit of a vacation before I got here, as there will not be too many of those in his future, I'm afraid to say.
That is completely understandable. There's certainly a lot to learn about this satrapy that you've been gifted.
Gifted, earned, say what you will.
I would like to think that I did. So, if we're done here, we're going to continue discussing the synchronization of resources for fending
Of course,
off
of
the
course.
inevitable Viking and Britannian efforts.
And with a snap, I'm going to drop my concentration. Themis, we are on our way.
I'll just give a slight bow of the head and move past where I was without a word.
There's a full second where nobody even sees Themis just standing there suddenly, and then they do, and it's like a mild shockwave as people lean back and lean away, and there's a couple of gasps, and there's a lot of creaking of chairs and murmuring, and you both just walk out.
We made hell of an impression, didn't we, Themis?
It gets old after a while, but I suppose it was a little fun to see the expression on their faces.
Alright, now I have to find my office. Apparently there's a page for me. Who will be
Right.
catching me up on the actual work portion? Do you want a quick discussion, though? I feel like I owe you that much. Perhaps we can have that now before we meet to the other.
That sounds agreeable. I assume we'll have much work to be done in the evening at this meeting of yours, and I'll just kind of give him a sly look.
Oh, nothing
Okay.
much. Just a quick announcement of a. I don't know what to quite call it, but I feel like I want to impose a change on maritime agriculture, almost a harmonized sales tax or a goods and services tax, if you will.
Well,
Oh man, I don't want to play this game anymore.
Sorry, I've turned it into a political drama.
I said there wasn't going to be much combat, so what else are we going to do? All right.
well, I then will just kind of look at you confusedly. Well, I wish you luck in announcing to the merchant class that you'll be taking more money from them.
Oh no, I'll be taking less money from them, giving them more room to expand. I will just be growing with their expansion.
I see.
So, what you want to say?
I'm getting old, Yudi. I'm tired. And I am, at the same time, on the cusp of, shall we say, reaching a conclusion with my vengeance against the gentleman with thistledown hair, regardless of your alliance of opportunity, shall we say?
Quite a good name for it, yes.
And as soon as that's done, I don't think I have much else that I want to do for the next few centuries that are left to me than settle down, perhaps train an apprentice or something. Maybe find
A
like
letter of resignation, then.
Not quite, as I was never really in your employ, if you'll recall.
Mhm.
But I'll play along with your little game of charades if you can supply me a building to ply my trade, perhaps gather some like-minded friends, and maybe even train that apprentice I was talking about.
It would do me no dishonor. It would bring me great joy, in fact, to grant you such things.
I hope you know, though, that in the end your ally, however temporary that alliance may be, is going to die under my blades.
If not by your hand, then by mine.
Wonderful. I'm glad we can reach an accord on that. No, I'm in no true rush, but having a shop somewhere, in a more central location, where I could sell my wares would be the best for me, I think. Perhaps you could even strike a deal in your little meeting tonight. And for that, I will continue playing the faithful bodyguard and veiled threat, as it were.
Would a small potions shop with quite the expansive underground territory be to your liking?
Sounds wonderful.
Well then, glad we understand each other.
Lovely. Well, I'll let you go about learning the inner workings of your satrapy then. I think I'll take a walk before your meeting and meet you there.
Alright, sounds good.
I'll just give a slight bow and then kind of briskly walk off towards the exit.
Okay. People stare at you, but you're used to that. And
Yep.
nobody's really heard about what happened in the room yet, so there's nobody's afraid or fearful. And you waltz right out, not a problem. Yudi, on the other hand, asks around, I suppose, a little bit, seeing where the steward's office would be, and gets told that, well, let me roll for it. Let's see if they know their job.
Critical failure.
They 19. Okay, yeah, they do know their job. They
Wonderful.
they put two and two together that you're the steward, and they direct you up towards it. Um, you find your office that I don't really have a picture of that, but just imagine whatever you want, I suppose.
I will.
I have a picture for a office. I think it was just a Roman one. It's probably not.
Oh, well, that won't do at all. Monster, I thought you would be more prepared. Such a big moment.
Oh, I should. Yeah, sure. Let me just look up fantasy offices. I'm sure that'll come up with a lot of.
Great result.
Yeah. I'll just be able to use like the first one for sure. Actually, that is very pretty. I gotta say, whew.
You'll love to see it.
You do indeed. What is this one? Oh. Yeah, we'll do this one. Even though it's blatantly ripped off. It's okay, failure doesn't need to know that.
I will dwell in my ignorance.
Yeah, thanks, bud. There we go. Come on, get in there. There we go. Alright, so.
Ooh. You weren't wrong. That is quite beautiful.
It's just the map of the world obviously is not complete. But anyways, so you make it to your office. It's actually not too different from the way that it looks there. There's just a lot more paperwork, and
Piled up,
there's
yeah.
more stuff that's strewn on the floor. There's definitely memos and a few other pictures. There's even a couple of wanted posters. There's quite it's a mess. It has to be said. And oh my goodness. So it looks like they were obviously expecting you a month ago, and they just were like, oh well, whenever he gets here, or if he gets here, he'll like it. He won't like it. He'll have all the information, and he can just sort through it. They just kind of threw it in there, waiting for you to come around. That picture is apparently one of the most luxurious panic rooms in the world. So it's not your office, but anyways. So you're in there, you're looking through all those piles when you hear a knock at the door, and there is there's a gnome, quite old, but still very spry. He's got slicked back hair. He's got on a suit that has a lot of architectural designs to it, a lot of strong lines, a little bit like you can see a little bit of a cog on it. And he's got a pin of what looks like a fulcrum of sorts. He's got a monocle, and he comes in. Oh my goodness, Mr. Yudi, hi. I can only apologize for the state of the room. They just keep putting paperwork in here, and with no one to move it out. I'm afraid I got slightly overwhelmed. Yes, I am Gustaf Halverson. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Welcome to Hanstholme. The city is made better by your presence.
And such a beautiful city to be in the presence of. Tell me, Guznar, a few questions before we start off. I do see that I have quite a lot of work waiting for me, and I'm quite rearing to get started. But what time do your folk, your countrymen in this town, I guess, generally have dinner by?
Uh, uh, Usually it's a little bit on the later side, 8 or 9.
Wonderful, wonderful. What time is it now, would you say?
Oh, jeez. We'll say it's around 2.
Okay, okay. Um, the Brassy Sturgeon. How long would it take to walk there, or ride there at 60 feet per 6 seconds? So 10 feet a second.
10 feet a second. Oh, let's see, moving at 10 feet a second. It should only be a...
Damn it! I've been walking like a fucking pedestrian, like a fucking the entire time. I could have made my entrance so much more showy.
Oh, man. Fucking Yolram. Taking the disco sticks and everything. Good and he made you forget that you had a carpet. Let's just be real.
He really did. He really did.
Sorry, guys. Making everyone forget stuff. Making Anand forget to unmute his mic.
Yep. Maybe 20 minutes.
Wow, wonderful. Would you be able to recap me on? I'm gonna glance at the desk. That, or that more something I sort through myself?
Well, I can certainly point out the more important bits here. Let's see. The Imperial Auxilia that's here was requesting a meeting with you, and was curious about resupply and resources that will be devoted to them while they're in the city. We also have the inevitable Viking and Hyperborean raids that are going to be coming soon. That's more of the recent news. There's a few criminals that have been that were cited in the city less than a month ago, as perhaps. I don't quite know the status on them, but if they're still around, or perhaps engaging in piracy, that'll be easy enough to update on.
If they're still around, they will be dealt with. And I'm gonna take all the wanted posters and put them in a neat little pile to the side before folding them all up and putting them in my breast.
Of course, absolutely. There are several complaints and requests, I suppose, not requisitions, but requests from the merchant quarter. They're inquiring about the flow of supplies and the arrivals, as well as trade routes, and I believe some of them would like to discuss adjusting taxes, perhaps brackets, and
but how are taxes set up right now? Would you know?
I gave you a little bit of that. Let me see where it was. Yes. So we got that. They're not really particularly concerned with property taxes or anything like that.
5.5% import tax on items. Yeah, I got that. Okay.
Yeah. They're that's more about what they're interested in, would be the import export, new trade routes, or trading partners even, and what your ruling is on that, with newly discovered lines of commerce, as well as lines of credit to.
Oh, the government will issue many bonds. I'm sure they will be
Okay.
glad to hear this.
Whether it's to startup nations or just for relief or whatever it may be, they're curious about tax rates for that and seeing if you have any things to say about interest and blah 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 and making sure that you get it back, that sorts of stuff, those sorts of stuff. Um, it seems like a lot of these people, a lot of the merchants rather, all mention. I'll type it out. Nope. All mention Ike Vandersloot and his absence, even though he's not the councilman of Coin, but he is a prominent merchant who who has chosen to vacation south, but in the south of where you are. Uh,
How long term is this vacation?
well, that's part of the problem. He has been spending increasing amounts of time on vacation, and they're getting very impatient because he acts as the middleman, and it should be the one talking to you, along with the minister of coin is more like finance.
He handles like in-house government stuff, and then the other guy is like the biggest trade player.
Yeah, the minister of finance is like taxes and revenue and yeah, more government stuff, and this guy is kind of speaks for the merchants. It's a power balance.
Well then, where you see absence, I see opportunity. Tell you what, I need you to set up a meeting with these auxiliary that need us for resupply. Hopefully sometime within the week. I'm all booked full today. And then after that, I need you to run down to the Brassy Sturgeon and arrange for them to set up a meal, lots and lots of ale, or whatever it is that the more well-off folk of this area enjoy. Hopefully, we can get something personalized. I have a small list of guests. I'm going to pull out a piece of paper with the names of da, 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 the councilmen and the guard captains, the coast guards, and I'm going to have just added in scribbles whatever traders of the sea. At the bottom, these people should, of course, have personalized meals. How soon can you get this done?
All right. So I'm having an issue here. Oh shit! My frickin'. How do you change the color of your font? Change styles. Oh, colors. I got it. Never mind. I think. Nope, I do not have it. All right, I will figure that out later. Okay, so you want to meet with the merchants.
I'm meeting with the merchants at the Brassy Sturgeon tonight, aren't I?
You're meeting with the councilman at the Brassy Sturgeon tonight.
I told the councilman to come later. I told the dockmaster. I told Thorbeer.
Oh, that's right.
That I wanted the merchants,
That's
or
right,
the maritime agricultural guilds, rather.
Well, yeah, right. Okay. At the Brassy Sturgeon. Okay. Oh man, this is All right. So meeting with the fisherman, basically, and which is beforehand at the Brassy Sturgeon. And then what was the second one?
Um, the auxiliaries. I
Oh,
wanted a
yes.
meeting with them so I could sort that out.
Later in the week. All right. All right. And then the last one was.
Okay.
Was the last one the merchants?
The last one should probably be the meeting, as the merchants and all that stuff is coming up pretty quick. I just want all the brassy sturgeon stuff out of the way as fast as possible.
Okay. All right. All right. He still doesn't know how to change the color of his font, which is pissing him off. Ooh. Nope, that's not right. Okay. Anyways, he's furiously scribbling it down, almost as fast as the DM was. But he's
fast.
Yes, he's scribbling all this down as you're just sort of rapid firing it at him. He's pretty deft with it, considering his age and the abruptness of this. Rounding up all of the fishermen and guild folks might not be the quickest thing in the world, but we can certainly get into it. I'm sure if with the promise.
Oh, I don't need all of them. I just need the heads.
Oh, of course. I'll just get the most important of the fishing guilds and whatnot, and the maritime agriculture. That shouldn't be too difficult, especially with the promise of ale. Some of
And a free meal.
yes, absolutely. Some of them may be out, but I suppose they'll just on the sea, of course. But I suppose they just might have to miss out on it.
They'll hear the good news when they come back to land.
Yes, of course. We can probably get 70% of that very quickly. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. They're probably not too well spread out. The auxiliaries will certainly meet with you as quickly as possible. I know that. I can try for maybe 2 days from now. That should give you enough time to get settled and figure out what you want to tell them.
Yes, that'd be good.
Okay. What else was the thing? And then, yeah, and then the rest of it, I'll try and filter it in between those 2 days if that's agreeable for you.
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah. Great. So I will. I'll get started with these. With the fishermen and the guild. I'll start with the guild, and I'll look into the room. Somebody was talking about that earlier. I kid you not. Like 5 minutes before you walked in here, somebody was talking about that. I hope that they don't clash. It's a rather popular spot. Anyways, so yes, we'll get in on that right now.
Yeah, of course. And as he's walking out, right before he gets to the door, I'm gonna stop him. Just Guznar,
Yes. What can I do?
you are no longer a page, my friend. You are now the aid to the ocean. Wear the title with pride.
Yes, will do. Absolutely, yes. That's a very perfunctory title. Yes, thank you very much. I'll begin immediately. It's sort of I don't want to say waddles, but
Waddle.
he heads on out. Yeah, whatever. He leaves. Is what he does.
Okay, I'm gonna stretch out a little bit, plop myself in front of my desk, place in front of me the all the stuff about the raids and the pirates and all that? Because before I promise supplies to anyone else, I make sure we have ours. Can I crack my neck and be like, all right, let's get to work?
All right. That is you occupied for arguably the rest of the night, but
Yeah, I mean, with all of these plans, I'm not getting a free moment, huh?
Nope.
I don't know what to tell you, man. So, Themis, you walk right on out and into the bustling port town of Hanstholme. What would you like to do with your newfound freedom, as it were?
All right, so we never got around to. Was there a Raven's Eye presence in Hanstholme? I would presume not, but I've been surprised before.
No, the guard that you talked to, at least, does not know anything about any sort of.
I haven't seen any markings or anything on our way there, or.
You have not. Well, give me a perception check. Let's see what you see, if anything.
I mean, if you'd be so kind as to give me.
Oh
a
yes, yeah.
perception
Yo,
check.
right. Yeah, I forgot.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna
That's
dock
not-
you 2 points. Okay.
Weird. That doesn't sound fun.
Convenience fee. All right, 18. Okay. So you see two really crudely, crappily drawn symbols. One that's just one that marks it as sort of like a rallying point, staging ground, sort of thing, and the other one is kind of curiously a territorial mark, but with a personal element in it. Like this block belongs to so and so.
But no. The Raven's Eye marking is crappily drawn, and there's a personalized territorial mark.
Yeah, it's not standardized, I suppose. It's got a little bit of local flair to it. It doesn't
Sure.
it doesn't look like a child drew it. It just looks different than what you're used to. And then the personalized mark looks exactly like what it would if it was done by the Raven's Eye, but there's an element that you can see that's scribbled into the symbol itself that says, rather than saying like this is Raven's Eye territory, it says this is Raven's Eye territory that is owned by
Someone else.
by someone in particular.
Okay. I'll follow the marks to this rallying point, kind of
Okay.
on my guard. It's not the lack of maintenance and care in their application kind of is a little off-putting to me, though not surprising considering we're like in the buttfuck middle of nowhere.
Okay.
What was it you called it? A fishing city?
There's a lot of fishing here, yes.
All right, fair enough.
There's plenty of
I'm
trade as
classifying
well,
that as buttfuck middle of nowhere until failure does some shit to fix it.
That is a great idea. Okay. Alright, so I am so freaking angry. Alright, so you, Oh, I wonder if I could just do that. Oh, am I stupid? Oh, I'm stupid.
It happens to the best of us.
Shit! I could have just copied and. Oh, that's so much better. Oh, that's so much better. Oh, I'm such a moron. Okay. I fixed my font color problem. I know you all cared. So, you head on over. And there's two humans and what it looks a little bit like an elf that are just hanging out near, not like in front of, but like a couple feet away from from the symbol of the rallying point.
All right. I'll approach them kind of cautiously.
They take notice of you. They don't run away or anything, but they do.
What did they look like? Are they dressed kind of smartly but sneaky, or are they in kind of raggedy leather armor? What are they wearing?
All three of them are dressed on the nicer side, actually. Aww. They're dressed what seems like maybe a little bit drab. They got cloaks on, and they got some heavy boots. It's October, mid-ish October. So they're dressed warmly, but they're dressed nicely enough. The boots don't look overly worn. The cloak doesn't look torn or anything. They have an air of being put together, but not,
All right.
but being drab and all that. They're clearly not looking to gain attention. They're not flamboyant at all.
As you would expect. I'll just strike up a little conversation about birds coming to roost here sometimes. Perhaps even a flock of ravens. See what kind of reaction that gets.
They are a little bit wary, mostly because of your hair.
Yeah.
But
should have pulled the cloak up.
They don't tend to see much in the way of ravens. Just sparrows and thrushes and smaller birds that tend to pop in and then pop out. There's a big raven, but he doesn't come around here.
I'll ask where I might be able to meet him, and give a knowing look.
Okay. Let me make sure. Let me get the right name here. That is not what I wanted. The big raven they tell you that the big raven tends to hang out on the southeastern side, where I hate myself for doing this. The Vervardinging Landen is the manufacturer's land.
Mm-hmm.
He's on the You try it, James. Go on, say it. You won't.
Okay, type it out for me really
No,
quick.
no.
Well, that's not fair.
Life's not fair.
The world's not
buddy
fair.
boy.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
thank
true.
you. All right, here.
My dad always says life is not fair, princess.
Aw, he calls you princess.
Oh, that's sweet.
All right, go ahead and say that, James.
Vardinging.
There's only one N, and you made it sound like 2. So you gotta try again. Verwahrdigging. Dutch is funny. Germans find it funny too. But anyways, yeah. See, it's not that easy. Anyways, I listened to all the pronunciations of these when I was making the map, and then we took forever to get here, and I forgot what they were.
Yeah, because
That's just what happens. I'm just the DM. I'm not in charge of pacing. So, he's on the inside of the wall, on the southeastern side, across from the manufacturing land, where all like the tanners and people you don't want in the city because they stink or they make a mess or whatever it is are.
All right. I'll give the group of hoodlums a genial smile and pull up my cloak and head through some back alleys and head towards Mr. Big Raven.
Großer Raven. Okay, easy enough to do. You make your way over there pretty quickly. It's a busy enough city, but it's not overcrowded or overpacked or anything. You don't see much else in the way of symbols, but it's not particularly surprising, and you're confident that they steered you in the right direction. Getting near to where they kind of vague about location, but you do notice a much more standardized symbol of Raven's Eye. It's not on the level of Chapter House, though. It's maybe outpost, waypoint, way station. It's definitely denotes smaller. Put it that way.
Well, that'll have to. I guess Yudi's not the only one that's in for some paperwork and expansion work, is he?
So, heading around to the front of the building, there's nobody outside, which is different than Daltorum, to be sure. Do you want to? There's a door though. Do you want to knock? Do you just want to go in? Do you want to?
I'll take a little look-see around the building. Spot any exits, windows, can I spot anybody from outside the building, inside, or all the curtains closed, that kind of thing. Any alleyways that would be useful.
There are alleyways on both sides. There appears to be quite a lot of stuff in them. There's lots of barrels and crates, and looks like a bolt of dirty fabric. They're crowded alleys.
I take out my UV light for the dirty fabric.
You don't want to look at that. I'm gonna make a Constitution check here for you.
Yeah.
So there are no windows on the sides with the alleys. There are windows on the front of the shop, and there are some smaller windows on the back, but just not on the sides. I should specify not on the first floor. On the second floor, you see a few windows. One of them is cracked open, but it's cracked it opens from the top, so it just sort of like is frozen mid-fall.
Okay, yeah.
As opposed to the side or the bottom or anything like that. It'd make it pretty much impossible to climb up to. But right, so there's no windows on the first floor. There's a few that are on the second and third. There's like maybe 2 or 3 of them are open. In the back, there is a low, wide door that's because of your trained eye and your experience, you can tell it's reinforced. It looks like it's like just if you would like slap some plywood over like a steel bank door or something, or a steel vault door, just so it looks, just so people are like, oh, you're using a shitty plywood door. It's like that, but you can tell because you've had enough experience with that. It's pretty common for you in your experiences. You can see it's been reinforced, and the fact that it's a well kept, weak looking door really tips you off to it. The front is pretty standard. The drapes are cracked. Straight down the middle.
No movement in the windows.
You do not see
Of any
any
kind?
You do not see any movement in the windows.
All right, that's fair. I'll walk up to the front door again, and give a slight knock before trying the handle.
All right. You give a knock. You wait for a little. You pause, and you try the handle, and it's unlocked.
Unto the breach we go, then.
Once more, unto the breach. Christopher Plummer was so great in that. Anyways, so you head on in. It is. It looks like somebody's in the process of moving. There's more crates. There's partially unpacked furniture. This looks like partially assembled IKEA furniture. A lot of stuff have cloths draped over them, so it's not quite that easy to see. You do notice at the other end of the room, there are supporting pillars in the room and some walls, but you do notice on the far side you see the heavily reinforced door. You see what looks like the beginnings of half of a bed, and you hear some footsteps coming from. If you see the side of the bed on the left side, you hear footsteps coming from the right side, and a very lithe, whipcord thin man peeks over. Right. What's this then? You got stuff to fence?
Am I what now?
Have you got stuff to fence?
Not at the moment, no, but a couple little birdies down the street told me that the big raven lived here. Is there any truth to that rumor, or have I been misled?
He will say, yeah, there's a big raven, and he tends to roost in this house, but he's going to say it in thieves' cant, which takes 3 times as long to say, but has colorful metaphors and euphemisms.
Right.
As
the shit that I've basically been
right
role playing.
Right. It's just a little bit more involved and deliberate, I suppose, than the 3 little hoodlums. So, yeah, he's here. What you want with him?
I'll just kind of draw down the hem of my tunic and kind of display the mark on the left side of my chest, and just say, was hoping we could have a word, as I was new in town.
Sure, that's fine then. Come on back. You want some cheese? I got a platter here, and some stale bread if you like that.
I'll take the cheese, but I'll pass on the stale bread.
Alright, fine. Suit yourself. Got some decent wine that got nicked from a noble's house. If you care for a glass.
Was it a good year?
Sure. Why not?
Inside check.
It's free. It's the best year you can have. Sure, I will do an insight check for you.
No, I'm joking.
Oh, okay.
I'm fairly certain he has no idea whether or not it's a good year.
He's no Talia, that's for sure.
Or Bo.
Or Bo. Bo.
Yeah, poor Bo.
Oh.
He was gone. He was taken from us before his time.
I know.
Gone too fast, man.
But honestly, he was also one of those half-ass characters that I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with. So to be honest, it was okay. And then Gorgrath came to life.
I will not listen to you disgrace his memory. So
I
Yeah,
didn't
he's
try
got
him.
pots and pans and ovens and shit in his memory, built all along the Temendronian Alliance's paths.
Oh,
We were building you a character, James, and you killed him off before we could build a character for you. We were giving him interests and preferences. I bought him a bow staff. We were giving him a character, whether you did or not.
we loved him more than you did, apparently.
See,
You're
I
a
enjoyed
monster.
playing Bo. I was just stating the fact that he was kind of made up along the way.
Half baked in the fires of his home village.
But he was getting there, and he was about to be fun. And I was
Well, you
getting
know
good
what they
ideas,
say.
And then he died.
Yes, he was taken from us too soon. But you know what they say, James? Third time's the charm.
Well, Gorgrath was doing pretty good, and I was really excited for him. So maybe. But then he was also sort
Yeah.
of taken from us because
I will take the bottle
Piece
of
of
wine, because
shit.
fuck it.
He wasn't taken. He was put on hold. Stop being so negative.
True. I'm just so very depressed about it.
Aww.
'Cause I
Oh,
was excited.
seems
for
I've
the
cut out
third
again.
I'd just like to point out that this dairy barn that they transformed into a 7,000 square foot loft space is terrible because it's just 7,000 feet long and 20 feet wide. This is a terrible idea, and I would not buy it for $3.495 million.
What?
So,
I feel like I missed something.
hold on, I'll send it to you. This is so stupid. I can't imagine somebody doing this. All right, right. So you have a seat. You have some wine because why not? You don't want to be rude after all. It's been It's been 2 weeks.
Very best not to be rude.
No, of course not. It's definitely not. Putting a knife to somebody's neck. It's been 2 weeks since I Snapchat you. Shame on you, Cyanide.
I mean, shame on me. Shame on you.
It's shame on you for being a passive little twat and not sending anything for 2 weeks.
That's
so,
just-
you eat and drink. It doesn't matter. We're moving on. It's in the past. So
I'm done talking about this. We're finished, okay?
yeah. Keep up with the pace. So you have you have your wine, you have your cheese. You sit and you talk about the weather for a minute. He goes, oh, right, wasn't bad. Right, so from the Raven's Eye, are you? You come here to scold me for not really doing much with the place.
I take it from your meaning that you're the one who's been put in charge of this tiny place.
Yeah, no, I wasn't really put. I put myself in charge. More what I did. There hasn't really been much to do with it though, and I've managed to, I got this house for myself. A little bit of blackmail. That was fun. Set up some of these little twerps. Give me a cut. I fence it to some people on ships. It's a nice little racket, but It's just sort of, I've moved beyond the whole rules and regulations thing that they do. I'm just flying it, doing it, doing great.
Ah, well, so you were never much for upper management.
Well, now I sort of am upper management, I suppose. I've become what I hate. I'll give you that much. But I don't like your tone. You only get 2 of those a week, Right.
This guy sounds really familiar. Where's the voice based off of?
I don't know, man. One of the Monty Pythons, maybe. I don't know.
That might be it. Yeah.
Maybe a younger Michael Caine, maybe.
A younger Michael Caine.
You pick maybe a character from Sweeney Todd. I didn't think of one when I was.
Do you like
when I was
Sweeney Todd?
I loved Sweeney Todd.
Really?
Are you kidding me?
I had a hard time with it.
There were a few shaky moments in the movie. I'll give you that, but and of course it was tropey as hell. But well, you cannibalism always brings the drama. There's nothing else to it. Helena's death was bullshit. Mrs. Lovett's death was bullshit. Anyways, so she had it coming, but it was just
that you get about random movies that I know nothing about.
well, I tried to start a movie night and no one was interested, so I don't want to hear it.
It's not that I wasn't interested; it's that you did a movie night is the problem. I don't have any free nights. I'm free during the day.
So, anyways, right. So yeah, I've sort of become middle management, as it were, but it's on my terms. I'm gonna give you like a percentage, like 5% or something, if you just keep your mouth shut.
Well, I really do hate to be the bearer of bad news, but
Come on.
I may have attracted the eye of someone a little more higher up the chain. Totally by inadvertence, of course. I certainly didn't expect to bring you any trouble, but the chapter house in Dalturum may be taking an interest in this little shithole
Oh, what?
soon.
The one that's run by Minbar.
Yeah,
Is that the one?
you know her.
I've heard of her. Yeah, she was real. She was intense. She first got that place. Kicked out like half the people. Then brought them back in on probationary nonsense, whatever it was. She was quite strict when she got that city to run.
Yeah, that sounds like Minbar, alright.
I haven't heard much lately though. It's been real quiet up there, but folks in the south keep me apprised a little bit. I've got some contacts, but right. So why are they coming down here? There's nothing really down. There's nothing. It's too communal. You can't do much with it. Everybody knows everybody else. Nobody keeps their mouth shut properly. Maybe if you bring in a whole bunch of outsiders, but then there's a whole bunch of questions with that. I don't think it's a good idea. I got to tell you, been here for 3 years. Don't think it's a good idea.
I'm afraid that I agree with you from the brief stint I've seen of the place, but I don't know if you've heard, and I wouldn't blame you considering the somewhat decrepit state of decrepit state that the intelligence network must be in currently, but the city's coming under new management, and well, let's just say that from what I can tell, he has quite a few plans, and that I thought it best that we stay ahead of the curve in this case.
In his office while working on paperwork, he's going to sneeze loudly.
Oh, well, that's how it always is, isn't it? You get a new person in here, they feel the need to shake things up to prove that they were worthy of the promotion to begin with. Not really worried about it. I can probably find some dirt on him. Somebody can. These pirate, well, privateers and naval folk all know a little bit about everything. Get some blackmail. Keep them in the pocket. We'll have a nice little détente. Shouldn't be hard.
I'll just kind of uneasily scratch my head. Well, knowing the man personally, I would advise against that route, as luck tends to bend a little bit around this one, and not in your favor, as it were.
Hell, are you representing him then? Right.
Well, he's not fully aware of, our little roost here or in other places, but I'm sure he has his suspicions by now, though nothing confirmed, of course. In either case, from what I understand, he has ambition, and I wouldn't be surprised to see the wonderful city of Hanstholme turning into something a little more grandiose and, as such, useful to the eye and to me.
Right, so you just want the whole lot then?
Come again?
I said you just want the whole lot then. You want to be in charge here. You can have it.
Oh, God, no. God, no. I need somebody else to take charge of that. I have too many other things to be worrying about.
Yeah, right. Well, I like things just the way they are now, so I'll just take the profits that I can, and I'll move on to another city then.
Have you a successor at all?
No.
Anybody
Not
buying?
really. These are all these are all a bunch of kids, aren't they? Don't really know what the hell they're doing. They barely even know the cart or the symbols or anything that you Raven's Eye standardites would do. They're just in it for a lark, half of them, and the other half are quite happy just subsisting and paying me a little tribute every now and again.
That's all well and good. But, perhaps if profits are what interests you, then I could put in, well, call it an investment to see, how many of these young larks, as it were, are interested in moving up in the world, like this city will be on the map, as far as I can tell.
You know what?
Now pluck out just the platinum, just kind of roll it between my fingers.
Ah, that's a nice bit of shiny. How would you like to have a city supporting you in your endeavours?
Well, that was the plan, but the eye gets its cut always.
Well, we don't really need them, right? They're just gonna come in and take a portion without doing any of the work.
Oh, my friend. You're treading a very dangerous line here.
Alright, forget I mentioned it then. So,
Never heard it.
they're gonna increase profits. The eye's gonna come down here, and I'm gonna be moving along. That's fine. Just give me a little bit of time to get out. Well, I'm not running this place, I'll tell you that much. I'm certainly not doing it under the eye again.
Fair enough.
Don't
Though, I'll give you a head start, but I have to
You're alright.
put in my report. Although, I could be convinced to amend it a little bit if you could hand over the keys, documents, anything of interest to
whoever will be coming in to take over after you without much fuss.
Sure.
Maybe put a few promising lieutenants here and there.
Yeah, right. Promising lieutenants. Tell you what, if that, what's his face? Bloke with the funny name ever gets back, he might be a good source to have. Ian? Albert? Ike? Whatever his name was. Whenever he gets back from the south, he'd be a good contact to have in your pocket, that's for sure.
Alright.
There's a couple of other ones. The guild might be a bit, sympathetic. If you can cut them some profits somehow.
I'm sure that could be arranged.
Yeah. Coast Guard too.
Look,
They might be good
leave
on that.
papers with me.
Yeah, right.
Leave any list of contacts.
Right.
Let's say I turn a blind eye as anything of value in this place kind of disappears as you leave, and you spread the word that perhaps a new flock is in town.
Well, you're not doing an audit, right? You're not going to take stock of everything.
Ugh, too much work for me. Though the new management, as it were, may have an issue with anything missing, so I suggest you get to packing.
Right. Might as well.
Lovely.
There's plenty to do then.
If you have need of me, I'll be gonna stroll through the quarter, perhaps fixing up the marks along the streets. Who knows?
Yeah, right. Have a couple of the lads and lasses body block you maybe. Don't think the guards really notice the few that are out there, but you don't want to be charged with vandalism or nothing. Not on what I assume is your first day here.
Close enough to it. In any case, it was a pleasure meeting you, my friend, and I wish you luck in your future endeavors.
You didn't give me your name, did you?
No, I don't think we exchanged names at all.
Alright, that's fine. Yeah,
Fine.
yeah, right. Yeah, alright. Just call me Nail.
Nail. Like...
Hammer. Do it. Introduce yourself as Hammer.
Call yourself Hammer. Go to hell. Fuck it.
Are you
I'll just smile at him
Huh?
and say, maybe you can call me Hammer then.
Yeah, sure. You just hit your thumb a couple of times because you're not going to hit me on the head.
I'll just give him a grin and take my leave.
But you did say Themis, right?
I did not say Themis.
You did not? Okay. Alright. That's fine then.
Gonna start going by aliases. Make you remember all the goddamn aliases.
You are writing down the aliases, just for the record.
Oh, I'm writing down the aliases?
You are writing down your aliases. Yes, that is outside of my requirements as DM. I'll tell you that much right now. Because then everybody's going to do it, and I'm not going to be able... I'm just going to lose my mind. So, no, I believe is the short answer.
Fair enough.
That's actually a good spot to stop.
Yeah. It's a fine
Holy
spot.
shit, that was a packed session.
Yep.
Good.
I'm like
Good.
torn between running the Raven's Eye and Hanstholme and just leaving it to you.
We're gonna have our hands full, man. Like, it's gonna get a lot worse before it gets a lot better.
I mean, I just made a grand assumption knowing you that you were going to try to put the city on the map.
Well, of course.
Okay, so that was the right assumption there. Whether or not it actually gets put on the map now is all up to Striffy. In fact, the Vikings could burn it to the ground next session. So
Yeah, that's why I immediately started dealing with that, huh? That's the first bit of paperwork I got to.
anyway, I need to set a reminder because I actually need to talk to Striffy about this. God damn it, failure.
Yeah. I'm gonna get attention.
Oh, yeah.
When do you not work, Striffy?
This week it's Friday and Sunday.
Friday and Sunday.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Oh no, Sunday can't work. So you're off in the evenings for the rest, or
Tomorrow and Thursday I'll be off in the evenings.
and so Wednesday you're off during the day.
Wednesday, he's fully booked.
Wednesday I'm off at 2, and then I have D&D at 6.
Oh,
Okay.
shit, that's actually 4 hours right there. That's not bad.
Can I
Just
text
enough
you?
time to shower.
Can I text you around like 4?
Yeah, I usually leave around 5:30.
Okay, so maybe
yes.
3. Does that work? Because I just realized. Oh shit, no, it's not gonna work either, is it? Motherfucker. Stupid fucking schedules.
How long is this conversation gonna be?
I don't know. That's the problem. Is
Okay, all right.
yeah, fuck it. Sunday morning,
Sunday.
and by morning I mean like somewhere around 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, there it is. There's the truth of it. Sure, Sunday it is.
All right.
I will.
Oh,
post
Sunday's
it.
my birthday. Oh shit. All right. Sunday around.
Ooh, maybe I'll send you a birthday suit. Then.
Ooh.
Since you're spending part of your birthday with me.
Of course. I mean, I'm not doing much on my birthday.